Hey guys, it's Mary. I wanted to tell you all a little bit about my journey and how I found essential oils 4 years ago. I never thought that me using an essential oil for my heart would lead to me sharing with other people. I tell you, in 2015, my dad had a stroke and was paralyzed. And he had rehab for about 3 months. But during that time of rehab, and maybe a little bit before that, before the stroke, he was having some anger issues, huge anger issues, anger and distrust of other people around him. My mother had dementia and they were in denial. My parents were in denial, and that had been going on since 2014. And so life with them was not just a bowl of cherries or a bowl of ice cream or anything at that time. It was hard. Life was hard. After my dad had a stroke, I would drive from Livingston, sometimes 7 days a week. My dad was in an assisted living after he finished those 90 days of rehab, but that time was so hard. It was like I put aside being a wife, I put aside being a grandmother, I put aside being a mom, and I was a caregiver. But what happened is my dad, in his Italian mind, is that I was taking away his masculinity. I was causing issues. He decided in his mind that I gave my mother dementia. He decided in my mind that everything that I did for him and for my mom was making him less of this proud Italian man. It just literally got worse and worse and worse to the point where I was depressed and needed help. And about that time, I met someone online who has my same name, Mary Gerasi. Her family is from Italy, like mine. And we were talking about Italians and wine and Italy and Italian food and all that kind of good stuff. And I started telling her about my dad and how difficult he had made my life, how difficult he made my heart hurt, how much he made my brain hurt, how much my dad caused pain in my life. It was not easy. It was horrible. And I needed some help. Mary suggested that I use essential oils. I did not know her. I did not know what an essential oil was, and I certainly had not heard of Young Living. But after about 2 weeks of me talking to her on Messenger, I messaged her back and I said, I don't know what essential oils are, but I need help. Here is my credit card. And then it began. And then there was a beginning. I was able to help my heart and my mind. I was able to help my parents as well with their pain level, like their physical pain. I was able to help them. But I was in this for me. I totally 100% started using essential oils to help me with my anxiety. I know some of you may have felt that before, and it's just not fun. But I found that when I tried to take an antidepressant or when I tried to take anxiety medicine, I felt like crap. That's the basic way to, I was numb. I was numb. I still felt bad. I still felt sad. And so I would just power through everything. So I know that you all know how that feels. But I found that when I could use pure oils on my body that I could get relief from that pain in my heart. I'm telling you, that's probably the worst time of my life. That and Curtis getting life flighted was not fun, okay? My, my dad refused to see me after my mom died. Oh, I need some valor. For 4 months after my mom died, I did not see my dad because he decided that I gave her dementia and he decided that I killed her. So I didn't see my dad from one from one funeral until he was in ICU. So I needed the release that essential oils can give people. I needed the calm that essential oils can give people. I needed the healing. And yes, I prayed, but I was able to handle this gracefully. And the blessing that I received from Young Living was so cool because I had freedom of time. I was able to sit at the hospital with my dad the last couple of weeks of his life and not worry about getting fired, not worrying about a boss being mad and calling me or texting me or saying, "What time are you coming to work?" Because my friends and my team with essential oils were still using essential oils just like I was and sharing with their friends. So I fell in love with the product and I fell in love with the freedom it gave me to make a full-time paycheck but just work part-time. I want to thank those friends of mine that have been around for 3.5 years. You guys have so much oily knowledge. You may not think you do, but you do. And I applaud you for taking the reins and researching and looking up essential oils and learning what can help your health the best.